We cracked Midnight's gearing. Here's exactly what to do. Okay, guys, it's approaching, Season 1. It's very close here at this point. It's getting closer and closer, and if you're just hitting cap level like myself, it's time to get geared quickly. These are kind of the quickest ways to gear yourself out right now. Get up to 246 item level as soon as possible to get ready for the season. I just want to say real quick before we start this video, it's a wonderful thumbnail. Absolutely wonderful thumbnail. Okay, let's jump straight in.
While preseason's a weird time, it's busy, there's tons to do, but at the same time, you still feel like you're waiting for the season to start. That'll be on March 17th, and a lot will change. We'll get 2 raids opening instead of the usual 1. Our dungeons will switch over to their seasonal roster, high-tier delves will unlock, and Nightmare Difficulty Prey will also unlock. That's a whole new form of endgame progression. Now, Blizzard have tried pretty hard to wall off this early period of WoW. So on paper, there's not a lot you can do to prepare, but in reality, quite.
How much you want to bet he tells us about the Renown track gear? I feel like we've said that one so many times at this point, everyone's like, I don't even want to do it anymore because everyone's telling me to do it.
A few things have slipped through the cracks, and you can use this week to make sure you're ready to start this season strong. That way, you'll be able to join the elite early groups, you'll get flawless dungeon runs, zero frustration raid clears, all the stuff you could possibly want. So let's go do that. But first, something legitimately important, and that is declouding yourself. I am literally saving thousands of pounds, and here is how you can too with today's sponsor, Ugreen. They have a new NAS that is designed for beginners, and it's absolutely brilliant. Now let me talk some real numbers, right? 12 terabytes of iCloud storage is $54.99 a month, or $659.88
Oh, it's your own personal cloud storage. That's interesting.
And you got similar prices for your Googles and your Dropboxes. That's just you renting a hard drive you'll never own, and it's well over $3,000 after 5 years. Again, just for storage that you'll never own. Now here's the alternative. Buy a Ugreen NAS, like this DH2300. Buy 2 6-terabyte drives for about 220 quid. And that is it. You have storage, and you have it for around a third of the yearly price to rent that storage. And that doesn't even factor in cloud price hikes like the one the Dropbox pulled on us. So the maths is just embarrassing for cloud storage. But here's what matters with Ugreen's implementation day to day. It's easy, and it just works. You can NFC tap to connect your phone. Your files will be synced across all your devices, your phone, your laptop, whatever. It can take up to 60 terabytes, and for the real clever bit, the 4K 60 Hz HDMI.
So it's a hard drive. Yeah, it's an external hard drive.
It will also act as a proper media server, so you can play your own content with no compression and no platform restrictions. Plus, it's got this AI photo management that actually finds things. You can search by, words, faces, things like that. And there's much more. You can set up
raids. Except it looks like you do it over the internet instead of direct plugin.
You get proper 2-factor authentication security, and UGOS Pro, their software, is dead simple to use. And best of all, Ugreen is running their Spring Fling sale right now from March 10th to 22nd, where you'll get up to 20% off
Sam, how do I get my house in WoW?
Model. Just check out the links below and stop renting storage that you will never own.
There's a quest that kicks that off. It used to be in Dornegal, I think. Where is it now? Anybody can answer his question on how he starts his housing quest? I'm pretty sure it's in the hub city.
Here's our plan. Get the 4 champion pieces currently on offer, then get as many veteran pieces as possible, because sources are limited. Then farm out adventurer in every other slot, max out both types of available crest, and then choose smart upgrades. It's as easy as that, but with this guide, it'll be even easier.
By the way, gearing up, smartly upgrading certainly entails getting all your gear slots to the highest item level to start converting your crests over. Right, converting your crests over to champion level. If you can do that early, that's going to be like a big start for you.
It's as easy as that, but with this guide, it'll be even easier.
Getting every slot up to a certain item level.
First up, the limited champion pieces. Hit those renown levels and you'll unlock quests at the Renown Quartermasters. Each quest will ask you to do the related weekly event, which you'll want to do anyway. Lorthamar's World Tour quest will also give you a spark for crafting, and if you don't have the needed renown, it's pretty easy. You can just hit up the side quests in each zone for the fastest boost. The best thing about this is you'll unlock the renown you need by simply enjoying the game, and because warbands are account-wide, it'll be really easy on your alts as well. And if you need an extra rep boost, remember that Haldoran's weekly dungeon quest is fantastic. It gives you 1000 renown each week for a faction of your choice. And of course, while you're visiting Haldoran, also finishing Liadrin's quest will get you an Apex cache. This will be veteran whenever the season starts, but right now it's just more adventurer gear and quests.
Oh, a pinnacle cache. Look at that. Wow. It's a funny way to say it.
But more importantly, she'll give you a second spark. So, by now, you'll have 2 sparks, you'll have 4 bits of champion gear, and with that done, it's time to start rolling the dice.
Veteran variants.
The next step is getting veteran gear, and sadly, this is where RNG can and will screw you. Your first 2 hard prey hunts will give you random pieces, so take this handy little shortcut down to Astralore. If you haven't unlocked hard, don't worry, you just need to finish this quest by doing a single normal hunt, so do that, and then finish 2 hard hunts to get veteran boxes. And if you want this to take less than 15 minutes, here's what we learned, basically the fastest way to do things. It's to disarm traps, click crystals, farm the ambushes, so whenever you get an ambush, fight them off, but then look for the red cloud. Red mist.
Yeah.
Go to the red mist, click on it.
I haven't even done one of these, but everybody has given this tip about going to the red cloud now that I just know it. It's just ingrained in my brain. After you stave off one of these conflicts real quick, you gotta go look for the red misty cloud and run to it as fast as you can.
And you'll get even more progress. And if you focus hard on doing those things, you can get your hunts down to less than 5 minutes. Seriously, it is that quick.
But you're annoying to progress. Well, there you go, Arcanimus. That's how you do it. Also, what I've heard, something a lot of people do, set up the prey thing, activate it, and then just go do world quests in that zone. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone at that point, especially if you still need to get your renown up. And you'll get progress towards the prey system.
You may be thinking, what if I don't find enough traps? Well, actually, don't worry, because whenever you start a hunt, you'll get a prey-specific world quest. The area around that world quest will have the highest density of traps for you to disarm.
I didn't pre-watch it. I'm just saying it's pretty obvious. Yeah, world quests. I mean, do them, and you're going to get one specific to the freaking prey. So there you go.
Disarming them gives a crazy amount of progress for just a few seconds of work, and disarming the traps has got a high chance of triggering an ambush, which is even better. You can then use the disarmed trap to instantly win that ambush fight. Then just follow the red orb to your target for a riposte. That'll give you even more progress, and I am not joking when I say that this turns prey into one of the fastest things you can finish in WoW, literally under 4 minutes. Now, for the purposes of this guide, all that we want is gear, so we'll come back to abuse Mr. Bloodsworn's rewards later. Now, this is the crucial bit. Before you open your boxes, light a candle and pray. Because they can drop items in slots that you already have covered with champion pieces. That is not ideal, but if it does do that, hold on to them for now, and you'll find out why later on in the video. Okay, with our 2 prey boxes got, you'll have 1 source of veteran gear left, and that's Mythic Zeros. And if you really want to be a degen here, get an armor stacked group.
And we know you fuckboys do want to be degens, so yeah, listen to this tip.
Basically everyone with the same armor type. That'll change up how the game distributes loot. So if you were all plate wearers, then all the loot people would get in personal loot would be plate.
Oh, shit. That's right, because Midnight changed how loot tables work. If you guys don't know this, the way the tier sets are going to work too is everything is based on your armor type. So all plate wearers, they're going to get they'll get a tier, they'll get their tier sets together. Cloth will get theirs, leather, and then mail. So the way that works is now it's changed the way loot essentially drops. So if you have a fully plated out group, now all the loot's going to be plate. What the hell? That's an degens, my god, they find every way to fucking trick this game out. That's crazy.
And that means you can then trade them amongst yourselves. Obviously, not everyone can do that, but if you're playing with guildies, it's a fairly handy thing to do, especially because the group benefits.
That means clothies will have the lowest RNG. Well, yeah, right. Is there any cloth tanks? There's no cloth tanks in this game. That's shit. Yeah, how are clothies gonna do this?
Benefits even when a player gets a dupe. So that's 28 bosses across 8 dungeons with a 20% drop chance. That means you should be
wait, no mail? Shit, yeah.
Coming out of it with around 5 bits of gear. Like with the veteran boxes, you will just need some raw luck to avoid dupes, but if you get a dupe, do try to be polite and offer it to someone else.
Shaman tanks, they should be a thing in the game, I agree, unfortunately. 4 cloth plus 1 tank. Yeah, that'll be your best shot at clothing up the thing. But then what if I'm a tank and I see 4 clothies running it with me? I don't want to run with you guys. How about that?
But if you hold on to it, there is a trick I'll get to later. Now, once you've cleared every dungeon, you're pretty much stuck with what you've got, at least for purple gear. Now, you could craft something with your sparks. Don't recommend it though, that would be a waste. And with that said, let's talk about maxing every other slot with the best blues we can get. In preseason, the only farmable gear is adventurer gear. It's not exciting, but it is kind of necessary. You'll have a bunch from the weekly events already, but you'll probably have a few slots to fill. Now, you could do normal prey, but only the first 2 of the week will drop gear. Heroic dungeons are another option, but a whole slow dungeon for a small chance of loot is really not the most fun. Your best bet is just doing world quests throughout the week. After that, and assuming you've got a decent DPS spec, go do delves. They don't guarantee drops, but tier 7 delves are nice and quick, and they've got a chance to drop Adventurer 2 out of 4 gear, and as you do them, you'll be leveling up Valera, which is always handy.
That's good.
Now, you can also get lucky doing delves because they still drop Warbound.
What's Valera's cap, though, of preseason at like 45, I think it was, right? I'm pretty sure it's 45, so, I mean, just be aware of that if you're a true G-Gen. Or a Greg of accounting, and delves of all you've been doing, you know, maybe you already capped out Valera.
Here as a bonus.
48, is it? That's an odd number. Okay, 48. I thought it was 45. Okay, 48.
Which could be nice for alts. And if the tier 7s take too long or are too difficult, then you can just blast out tier 4s for Adventurer 1 out of 6 gear instead. You can pick any delve you want or rotate them if you like variety, but there is a clear favorite right now. It's Collegiate Calamity because it is reliably fast to do. Its tiny size means you've got a lot of combat uptime, especially in the variant that lets you just grenade the entire first room. So for those, set Valera to tank, pick your AoE build, and go to town. So with this, you'll be grinding out your choice of content till you've got adventurer gear or better in every slot. And once you've done that, the good news is you can get a good bit stronger pretty much for free. Now for the fun bit, upgrading all our gear. And this time it's a bit different because Valor Stones are thankfully dead.
God.
All you need is 20 crests and a pittance of gold. This makes upgrading feel a whole lot better, though right now you've only got access to adventurer and veteran crests. You'll already have stacks of both from your gaming so far, so basically it's time to spend. Now, theoretically, it is most efficient to save your veteran crests and not spend them.
Right.
This is for 2 reasons. First, whenever Season 1 drops, you can use them on any pieces that you don't replace right away, and that will save you in the long run. It would feel pretty bad to lose all of these crests and then get a nice drop in Season 1 and find,
spent it all in the wrong slot.
There goes all my veteran upgrades. But that's only the first reason. The second reason is one that slipped under Blizzard's radar, and that is you can use veteran crests to save on champion crests. And this is why I said you should save veteran gear that you don't need. So let me explain how it works. Your champion 1 out of 6 gear that you got from the 4 Renowns is item level 246. Right. To get that to level 250, you need to spend 20 champion crests. But veteran 6 out of 6 gear is item level 250. So if you get a veteran item up to level 250 using veteran crests, then that will trigger a free upgrade on the champion item that it replaced. And that means you can get your champion item to level 250 for free. Now, this trick doesn't
free meaning I think it's just gold at that point, right?
Technically give you more power by itself, but it does get you those 4 item levels using veteran crests instead of champion crests,
that makes sense.
Which is quite nice. And this also works for hero and myth crests as well, so make sure to hold on to any pieces you replace, just in case you can use this trick to save some harder to get crests. But realistically, worrying about this kind of thing is only useful for mythic raiders and big mythic plus pushers. Most of us could actually do with the power boost on week 1 from just spending our veteran crests now. So, if we're doing that, we should spend them right. As always, prioritize your weapons. They're the most impactful for everyone by far.
Prioritizing your weapon, yeah, but you're going to replace that weapon probably with a crafted piece as soon as everyone has 4 sparks. So, yes and no, maybe. I'm not sure if you should prioritize your weapon, because I think you're going to replace that right away as soon as everyone gets 4 sparks.
After that, your big pieces, which are your chest, your head, and your legs, because they've got the most stats per item level. Then your mid-tier, that's your shoulders, waist, hands, feet, and trinkets, if your trinkets are good. And the last slots to work on then for your upgrades should be your bracers and any jewelry. That's because bracers scale the worst of any gear, and jewelry does not have any primary stat. And with how low the scaling is right now, upgrading an adventurer ring might not even give you any more
if you don't replace it, sure, but Like, I'm planning on getting a crafted two-handed sword, so do I want to upgrade my weapon and waste crests on it when it's probably going to get replaced like 2 weeks into the season? Maybe not.
Injuries, which is very odd, Blizzard. Now let's talk about getting more crests. After doing all those delves for gear, you're probably already capped on adventurer crests, but if not, you can do basically anything in the game to farm up more. That means more delves, world quests, prey, whatever you find fastest or enjoy the most. Veteran crests are a different story though. You will not be capped in these because there's only one farmable source, that being hard mode prey. Now,
yeah, that's true. Adventurer crest probably still worth spending, J-Mal. Yeah, you're probably right.
Might look like you've emptied the bar and you're done with prey, but Astralore lets you do random hunts for only 50 of the prey currency. The thing is, by clicking the red blobs on the hunt, you usually get more than 50 of that currency back per hunt. Now, in a 5-minute hunt, you can get 15 veteran crests and you can recoup your entry cost, which basically means it's an infinitely farmable loop. That is the easy way for you to farm up veteran crests and get them capped. Every 4 hunts will let you upgrade an item 3 times until you hit that weekly cap. Plus, the random hunt can make sure you progress on the Prey Seeker's journey and all the related achievements at the same time. And I've got a quick tip. If you're running low on Anguish, just pick the 60 Anguish reward over the crests. That'll let you stockpile and grab more crests next time, or of course just farm up the transmogs. Now, if you've managed to brick yourself with under 50 Anguish, then you can just transfer some over from an alt that has got some of its free hunts left. And once you've used all your
blood DKs are suggested to craft rings and wrists, but Sam won't read this or listen. Bitch, I just read it. How about that? If they're talking about maybe, like, are they talking about best in slot? Then sure, but I mean, sometimes for progression's sake, maybe just craft the weapon. I don't know. Maybe I won't. It depends on RNG too. Like, if I get a really good weapon to drop early in the season, then sure, I won't do the weapon. But I think the weapon is always the way to go for the most part. Yeah, not always the weapon. Yeah, just because you're avoiding then the RNG of the most important slot in your entire armor set at that point.
Big drop chances for gear and you've got your crests capped, that is you sorted out. You're as strong as you can possibly be before the season starts, which is next week. So, with your drop chances used and your crests capped, that's pretty much you ready for the new season. Now, that is when the real gearing will go live, where we can really get our characters powerful. Yes. We will have a full guide ready for that. It'll cover crafting, crests, all the different drops. It'll make things easy. But in the meantime, while you've got some time, did you know that some players are boycotting flying in Midnight? They're having a massive amount of fun. They're revealing actually just how good a job Blizzard have done on a lot of the details that most of us have missed. So, we sent one of our guys off to investigate. Here's the video.
Nice, yeah, that's a great video too. We watched that one already. Of course, because I'm just watching all the Bell shit. But good video overall, good tips. I mean, with just days left before Midnight Season 1 goes live, the quickest way to get yourself geared. And yeah, using your crests, you balance that out, but definitely avoiding using champion level crests is always the way to go. You want to save those specifically to just boost yourself at the start of the season once you start collecting them. Nice video overall from Bellular.